Fellows in arms and my most loving friends, bruised beneath the yoke of tyranny and thus far into the bowels of land, have we marched on without impediment, and receive we from our Father Stanley lines of comfort and encouragement. In God's name, cheerly on, courageous friends.
Every man's conscience is 1,000 swords to fight the bloody homicide.
I doubt not but his friends will fly to us.
All for our vantage and in God's name march, to hope is swift and flies with saw's wings. Kings are created gods, and meaner creatures kings.
Here, pitch our tents, even in Bosphorus field. Why look so sad?
My heart is 10 times lighter than my voice.
Norfolk, we must have knocks. Ha, must we not?
And the sun that's made of golden set, and by the bright track of his fiery car, giving good signals to a goodly day tomorrow. Where is Lord Stanley, dost thou know?
His regiment lies at least half a mile south from the mighty power of the king.
Your Captain Blunt, bear with him a good night, and give to him from me his most needful scroll.
Upon my life, my lord, I'll undertake it, and so God give you quiet rest tonight.
Good night, good Captain Blunt, into our tent for heirs wrongful.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Think how thou stabbest me in the prime of thy youth, at Tewkesbury despair, therefore and die. Be cheerful, Richmond, for the wronged souls of butchered princess to fight in thy behalf. King Henry's issues, Richmond comforts thee. When I was mortal, my anointed body by thee was punched full of deadly holes. Think of the Tower, and me, despair and die. Harry the Sixth bids thee despair and die. Virtuous and holy, be thou conqueror. Harry, that prophesiest thou shalt be king, doth comfort thee in thy sleep, live and flourish. Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow, I that was washed to death with fulsome wine, poor Clarence by guilt betrayed to death. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die. Though offsprings the house of Lancaster, and wronged heirs of York do pray for thee, good angels guard thy battle, live and flourish. Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow, Rivers, that died at Pomfret, despair and die. Think upon Grey, and let thy soul despair. Think upon Vaughan, and with thy guilty fear, let fall thy lance, despair and die. Awake and think our wrongs in Richard's bosom, we'll conquer him, awake and win the day. Bloody and guilty, guilty awake, and in bloody battle end thy days. Think on Lord Hastings, despair and die. Quiet, untroubled soul, awake, awake. Arm, fight, and conquer for fair England's sake. Dream on thy cousins smothered in the Tower. Let us be led within thy bosom, Richard, and weigh thee down to ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephew's souls bid thee despair and die. Sleep, Richmond, sleep in peace, and wake in joy. Good angels guard thee from the board annoy. Live, and beget a happy race of kings. Edward's unhappy sons do bid thee flourish. Richard thy wife, that wrenched Anne thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die. Thou quiet soul, sleep thou a quiet sleep. Dream of success and happy victory. Thy adversary wife doth pray for thee. The last was I that helped thee to crown. The last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle on Buckingham, and die in terror of thy guiltiness. Dream on, of bloody deeds and death. Fainting, despairing, yield thy breath. I died for hope, ere I could lend thee aid. But cheer thy heart, and be thou not dismayed. God and good angel fight on Richmond's side, and Richard falls in height of all his pride. Give me another horse, bind up my wounds. Have mercy, Jesu, soft, I did but dream. O coward concise, how dost thou afflict me? The lights burn blue, it is now dead midnight. Cold, fearful drops stand on my trembling flesh. What do I fear? Myself? There's none else by. Richard loves Richard, that is, I am I. Is there a murderer here? No. Yes, I am. Then fly. What, for myself? Great reason why? Lest I revenge, will myself upon myself. Alack, I love myself. Wherefore? For any good? That I myself have done unto myself? Oh no, alas, I rather hate myself, for hateful deeds committed by myself. I am a villain, yet I lie. I am not. Fool, of thyself speak well. Fool, do not flatter. My concise hath 1,000 several tongues, and every tongue brings in a several tale, and every tale condones me for a villain. Perjury, perjury in the highest degree. Murder, stem murder in the direct degree. All several sins, all used in each degree. Throng to the bar, crying all guilty, guilty. I shall despair, there is no creature loves me, and if I die, no soul shall pity me. Nay, wherefore should they, since that I myself find in myself no pity of to myself, without the souls of all that I had murdered, came to my tent, and every one did that threat. Tomorrow's vengeance on thy head of Richard.
My lord!
O Ratcliffe, I dreamed a fearful dream. What thinkest thou? Will our friends prove all true?
No doubt, my lord.
O Ratcliffe, I fear, I fear.
Nay, good my lord, be not afraid of
Good
shadow.
morrow, Richard.
Cry mercy, lords and watchful gentlemen, that you have taken a tardy
I'll
sleep.
have to slip, my lord.
The sweetest sleep in fairest pudding dream that ever entered into a drowsy head. How far into the morning is it, my lord?
Upon the stroke of force.
Why, 'tis then time to take arm and give direction. If God's enemy, God will in justice, and you as his soldiers. If you do rich sweat to put a tyrant down, you sleep in peace, the tyrant being slain. If you fight against your country's foes, your country's fat shall pay your pains the higher. If you do fight in safeguard of your wives shall welcome home the conquerors. If you do free your children from the sword, your children's children fit in your age. God and St. George and Richmond and victory.
Felt so much cold as overshoes in snow. Let's whip these stragglers, oh we are the seas again. Lash hence these overweening rags of France. If we be conquered, let men conquer us, and not these bastard Brantons, whom our fathers have in their own land beaten, bobbed, and thumped. And in record, let them the heirs of shame. Shall these enjoy our lands, lie with our wives, ravish our daughters? Says Lord Stanley, will he bring me his powers?
My lord, he doth deny to come.
Off with his son George's head.
My lord, the enemy has passed the marsh. After the battle, let George Stanley die.
Upon them, victory sits on our helms.
Fear.
Nay.
Let George Stanley die.
Upon them, victory.
Oh my gosh!
Good morrow, Richmond.
Good morrow, Richard.
Richmond.
Richard. Stop Alonzo's an idiot. Nigga can't remember his line.
Sit down. Stop laughing. Go.
Man, this nigga can't remember his line. He ain't gonna graduate high school.
8
Still laughing.
minutes.
This is hard.
Alright.
Fortunate. Pause.